Hello, self, cosmos, Ohana Infinite Universe. It is Thursday, April 17th, 2025. This is Magic Mirror Work. I'm your host, Nicholas, Soul Dr. Nick, and it is past sunrise this morning. I slept in, I didn't set an alarm. My cat didn't wake me, which is the craziest thing. I fed him some leftover salmon before bed, and that must have really hit him and really sated him because he didn't he didn't stir. He's still sleeping on the pillow when I got up and up here. And it is 7 something. And normally he wakes me up sometime between 2:50 and 4:50. So that's kind of crazy. My son stirred a little bit and he was able to have me carry him to the toilet, which is crazy, and then for me to actually scratch him back to sleep, which is crazy as well. So it's just kind of a wild night. And it doesn't sound wild, but it feels wild. And then I had this sore throat. I think I had too much fruit, or too much medicine, or just too much of something. Excess. Excess. And it's funny, yesterday learning about urine and urine therapy. What if urine wasn't a waste product, but just your body letting go of an excess amount of something? Excess amount of water, excess amount of metabolites, hormones, other things. And not just an excess, but what if it is yourself releasing some of the healing properties that you're looking for? If you get stung by a beetle, then you produce the antidote and you produce it into your pee so that if you actually drank your pee or rubbed your pee on that area, it would actually help. And I'm really contemplating that now. What if it is only that your poo is the stuff that you really shouldn't eat? It's not clean, so to speak. Not that there isn't some benefit to that as well, in a way, possibly. Dogs eating their own poo. I think there might be something there. But I think there's more to this body that we've been told is disgusting than meets the eye. And it's a reminder to me not to try to leap past the gap, but to bridge that gap whenever I feel like it, to try something new. And that's why I tried urine therapy for the first time yesterday. Peed into a container, rubbed that over my skin, especially over the side of the skin that's been itchy, which has felt much better. And then in the bath, and then poured it on my head, and then bathed in it for a while. What I didn't do was rinse off afterwards. I thought maybe it's diluted enough that's not going to matter. But then the towel smelled like pee apparently, and my pee definitely is more pungent these days now that I started the juicing and everything else. So it's just really interesting noticing and imagining the metabolites that are coming out and what is urine. And I'll have to take a look at Papa Jack Cruz and see what he thinks about urine and urine therapy, recognizing that he is not the arbiter of truth. And right now I'm in the sun, getting more tan than I've ever been, more quickly than I've ever been, earlier in the season than I ever have, because I'm willing to build up this solar callus. I'm willing to see what's possible with more sun, more ADP this way, waking up the mitochondria in my body. Waking up the mitochondria in my body. And this is helping to reshape the story and the strategies that I use. And what I am really grateful for is my own work is really shifting up my state of certainty, enthusiasm, trust, transcendence, gratitude, peace. The seven transcendental states, playing with that. Playing with the DeMartini method. Noticing that as well. There's that method as well. Noticing the values. What are my values? I've extended my values and my family so much further, the Ohana. People feel like they're really Ohana. I'm just breathing with it all right now, just noticing. Noticing the beauty and noticing the absurdity of it all. And that's the beginning. That is the work. What if that is the work? And that's just the beginning of the trust. I am going to invite you into a whole nother level of trust, a family, a belonging. And nothing has to be a yes, and nothing has to be a no. I want you to contemplate it. And you may already know. There's a part of you that already knows. I'm going to invite you probably to one more breath while you're here. Here's the thing. Pretty soon it may not be about the thing. Stacking up the good days. Thank you. Thank you. So the inspiration that I got was Kevin and his son taking out $100 to $300, taking it to Altaz Clinic, handing it over to Altaz and saying, I want you to remember the king that you are. I want you to remember the king that you are. You'll know who to call to ask. And then noticing, am I manipulating? Am I trying to push? and then letting it go. It either is or it isn't. Asking him the questions of what he really wants without trying to figure out how. And then actually getting clear on supporting him, listening to that little whisper inside, that little whisper that makes it something different. Taking a pause, taking a breath every now and then. Trying something just slightly different, which is also radically different then. Asking him first what he already notices in his body. Oh, I can show someone. I can guide someone to show themselves their own healing. I can. It doesn't mean that I will every time, doesn't mean it will always be successful. And I will. Now, how do we actually make it last? How do we actually make it last? And that's the piece I can really see. Both Sean and Shannon feels like there's a lasting impact. There's a real change. That is the ones. Those are the ones to talk to. That kind of certainty. And having them speak with Matt, get some more clarity, not to convince, but to share so you can ask the questions. And then let it go. And then let it go. Certainty and uncertainty. Certainty and uncertainty. Certainty and uncertainty. What is he here? What is he not here? And it's okay. I can record 1,000 more videos. Hello, I'm Soul Dr. Nick. Welcome to Ohana Sage and XCamp. I am the founder of Ohana Sage. I am the lead facilitator of XCamp. And today I want to share with you about our upcoming creation, a 6-month container starting from July of 2025 to January of 2026, including a beautiful retreat in the wilderness of British Columbia, a collaboration with my dear friend Brent, former CEO, business leader, spiritual leader, breath facilitator, husband, father. And what are we doing? We are creating a container where there's such a certainty of diving in so safely into the world of medicine and ceremony and brotherhood and sisterhood, and then coming out of it, embodying that and making that part of everyday life. This is for the leaders of leaders. This is for people who have actually figured out how to provide for themselves and those that they love. And yet there is still something else. They realize there are more layers they want to seek in this lifetime. Unlock, remember. And so what do? We create the container so that you actually have weekly sessions beforehand, online, virtual, to actually guide you back to your mind, body, and soul, get really clear on what it is that you're actually looking for, your intention. And then we have, in August, a couple sessions to have a group breath and a group connection so that you're so connected with your fellow travelers that when we arrive on the docks the first day, we're ready to dive in, nervous still, anxious still, excited still, and ready to dive in. And we dive right into it. We dive in not one, but 2 medicine ceremonies, integrating, being with the land, being in grizzly country, and still realizing you're safe, having saunas, cold plunges. And then when we come back out, when we fly back out into the regular world, into the world we knew before, which is going to resist some of the changes that we've made, which is going to be challenging to remember sometimes. And in those challenges, in the forgetting and the self-sabotaging, perfect. That's why I have 8 weeks of embodiment. Every 2 weeks, you'll have coaching. My dear sister Mariah can really ground down into who you are, what you're meant to be. And from that and that remembrance, we will close off in January 2026, ready for a completely new paradigm of reality. It's a paradox of life that you already live in reality and there could be a whole new reality as well. And this work isn't easy, but it doesn't have to be hard, especially when you have great facilitation. And I didn't spend 44 years of my life cultivating this great facilitation. And know that whatever age you are, everyone, and our last one, was older than me, up to 69 years of age. So it's not about your age. It's not about what you've done. It's not about who you've been. It's about who you want to become. Looking forward to seeing you there. Ciao for now. So that's some of it. That's playing with it. That's playing with the certainty of things. That's playing with the embodiment of things. When you come out of it, those things change. What's the best course you've done? How do you actually implement it? This is the greatest curriculum. This is 5 months of higher education, higher learning, higher remembering. Imagine 5 months at the best university you can imagine, with a bespoke program created just for you. And just imagine that can be fun too. This is not subsidized. This is the whole kit and caboodle. Many people will be time. Many people will be money. We'll be taking a look at that. Trust. 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 And then just let it go. Love it all. Sales not precluded by the certainty. The certainty is not there just because there's sales. Let's keep playing for certainty. The length of these containers, really starting to notice. Really starting to help it land. Really starting to help it land. Clearing out the system. What to do to really clear it out. Really falling in love with the poop. Falling in love with the poop, having it just slide out. I never realized what a difference it is. Poops vary every day, and really listen to that poop. That poop is a reflection of what's going on in the body. The poop is always trying to talk to me, to you, to us. And it's fun to play with it, to learn from it, to dance with it. What is your poop trying to tell you? Let's try shooting a little video. All right.